Perfect. Alrighty, I see it on my end. Do you have a visual? Okay, we have a visual. Perfect.
Awesome, awesome. Patience. Thank you so very much, Doreontee, for your patience. And if your mom sees it, you see it. We're great.
Yep, we're good.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, first I want to say thank you so much for your patience, and thank you for everyone who I have tagged. And if you have been waiting and you hop on our interview late night New Year's Eve live, we greatly appreciate you. I was having some technical difficulties, but we worked through it. So I'm going to go back and say, because you all probably didn't hear me say, I have a special guest tonight. I am super excited. This young man is super amazing, and I have the honor of getting to know him through his mom, who's actually one of my business partners. And so I had mentioned earlier that his mom, she said, Patricia, I want to send you a Christmas gift. And I initially was going to tell her no. And then I just said, well, I'm not going to say no, because someone told me you block your blessings when you always say no. And so the other day on Monday, my Christmas gift actually showed up. And I think she said, Patricia, did you receive your package? I think that's what she said. And so this real cute little box was at my door. This real nice little compact box was there. And I had no idea what was in it. And I was like, really, I didn't even know where it was from, because it doesn't have her name on it. It has Mr. Doreont'e Ogletree's business name on it. So I didn't know what it was. And so when I walked in, well, let me put it together, because I love presentation is everything. And I love cute packages. So when I got it, this was his label on here, and it's the name of his business. And when I opened it up, it didn't even dawn on me that this was actually part of his branding. I just opened it up, and inside of here, she sent me something that I truly love, you all. So this is actually it. I actually have, let me grab it. He also stuck in his core values, and I'm not going to go over it. I'm going to let him go over it. But when I opened it up, it was this very beautiful candle in here. So that is what I received. I didn't know where it came from, but I was very grateful that she sent it to me. So without any further ado, I want to move out the way, and I want to introduce the special guest that I was able to receive this beautiful gift from through his mom. So tonight we have, drum roll, yes, drum roll, I'm excited. We have Mr. Doreont'e Ogletree. He is super amazing. His conversation is next level. I love when you talk to individuals, millennials, younger individuals, who the conversation just flow. You don't have to carry the conversation. His dialogue is amazing. So he's an entrepreneur. He's 25 years old. I think I said that. He lives in Chandler, Arizona, which is a suburb of Phoenix, Arizona. I used to live not too far from them, but I didn't live there since they've lived there. So, which is kind of crazy, but that's okay. So yes, he lives in Chandler, Arizona. He is going to be, he just has a bright future. He's going to be super amazing. A very bright future. So without any further ado, I introduce to many of you, and if you're on and you already know him, then you know who he is, Mr. Doreont'e Ogletree. So Doreont'e, you have the mic. Thank you so very much for being here tonight.
Yes, and thank you for having me. I'm very humbled to be here. This is my first interview, and especially on New Year's, way to kick off a new year, right? A great new year. Lord willing, for blessings, many blessings to flow for the both of us. And so humbled to be here, very transparent what I do as an entrepreneur. If you have any questions and throughout this interview, just ask them, and I'll give you the truthful answer. Won't give you my trade secrets, but I'll give you I'll get you there. And so yeah, I'm just an open book, and like I said, once again, humbled to be here. And let's get started.
Awesome. Okay, so I don't want to miss anything, so I'm going to put my glasses on. Now, I like what you said. I won't give you the my trade secrets, because one of my sons earlier, like both of my sons, they know that I'm interviewing you tonight, and so I was getting my questions together, and my 16-year-old said, "Hey, mom, well, don't forget to ask him what's the ingredients." I looked at him. I said, "We don't do that." I said, "That's what we won't be doing." He said, "Well, you were
Right.
thinking of your questions." I said, "No." I said, he's going to share a lot, but we won't be sharing that information. So thanks
Yes.
for bringing that point back
It's
up.
all spice.
It,
Oh, by the way, it's
right.
all
It's all
spice.
spice. It's
It's all
all,
spice.
yes. Well, I just know, and I'm glad you said that, because now that, we've brought it up, um, the candle that I actually received is pumpkin spice, and it
Yes.
smells amazing. So, and
Thank
I
you.
want you to share with that. So the very first thing I wanted to know is well, we know your product line, your product is actually candles, but I wanted to know what inspired you to do candles.
Yeah, that's a great question. What inspired me to do candles? Man, I've always loved candles. I bought candles for myself. I know a lot of men don't do that, but I'm one of them that buys candles for himself. And I just always liked candles. But it wasn't something that was like a switch, like let me do candles. I actually had another business in the works that led me to doing candles, and that business was actually called Palm and Beach. And Palm and Beach was going to be a lifestyle destination company, like a brand, right? And so Palm and Beach was going to be revolved around people that went to Mykonos, Greece, Santorini, the Dominican Republic, these beautiful beaches, Thailand, right? And so it was going to be a brand. It was going to be a headwear brand, like a hat company. It was Palm and Beach. Had the logo done, paid for the logo, had the LLC. I was holding on to the LLC for a long time, and I just really didn't do anything with it. And so one of the things I know we're going to talk about and get into is just, business and maybe how to start it. And so looping that all back, I had the LLC, I had the domain name, but I did not have the trademark. And that is so pertinent to have, is that trademark that locks your brand in. And so I didn't have that. And so when I finally got, ready to use Palm and Beach, I went to go trademark it. And I said, I've got to get this now. Once I've had the domain, the LLC, everything else, but the trademark. And so I went to go trademark it. And the trademark attorney came back with some bad news. He said, listen, someone out there, they don't have Palm and Beach, but they have something very similar to it, and that causes a conflict in the consumer's mind. And so I couldn't get that. It was unattainable for me. And so at that point I was just like, man, I like candles. Like I was like, I'm gonna do some candles, because I've got a long laundry list of ideas for business ideas. And I suggest that to any business owner, any entrepreneur, just keep writing down the ideas. Keep writing down the ideas, have them keep flowing, tweak them, just keep writing them down. I've got a whole notepad of just ideas. So if one fails, I'm on to the next. And so I was on to the next. I was like, Palm and Beach didn't work. And I had suppliers. That I have found. I had vendors, everything. I had the website, I had the landing pages in my mind. I was like, okay, this is how I'm going to design everything. But it just didn't work out. And so I went on to the next, which were the candles. I was like, I like candles. I want a candle company. And so at that point, I was trying to come up with names for a candle company. And I came up with this name called John Wicks. So it's going to be JHN for the abbreviation of John, and it was going to be Wicks, WICKS, for like a wick, right? In the candle. And the attorney came back with some more bad news, and he said, that's a movie, right? And I said, yeah, I know. That's why it's going to be awesome. And I'm going to make it a men's candle line. And it's going to be John Wicks, and it's going to be for men, right? Because I know if you have a name in one market or one industry for one product, you can have that same name in another market, in another industry, like Dove Candy and Dove Soap. So I was like, I'll be cool with John Wicks. I'll be good with John Wicks. The guy came back and he said that might be false association. People might think that John Wicks came out with a candle. And, I had a bias, and I was just like, what are you talking about? John is for the Bible. And I was like, Wicks are for candles. Like, I just put those two together. Like, you're out of your mind. You have no idea what you're talking about. No one's going to, think. And I had a conversation with my friend. He called me up, and I was telling him about the story, my conversation with the attorney. And he was like, dude, like, just step back and just kind of like breathe and tell yourself, or say to yourself, what if you saw that candle? What would you think? And I was like, I think John Wicks came out with a candle. And so I couldn't have that. And so I had one more trademark search available for me. And then I would have had to pay some more money. And so I got a book called Brand New Name. So if any of you guys are out there looking to name your business or company, and you guys are running into a roadblock, there's a book out there that's called Brand New Name. You just type it into Amazon, it'll pop right up. It's yellow. It's a yellow cover. It's a brand new name, and it'll help you with the process of coming up with a business name, a service name, or a product name. And so I got this book, and I'm reading it, and I am going on and doing research on the competitors as well while I'm reading the book, to see different names and what's out there, right? And there's a candle company out there that's called This Works. And right when I saw that candle company, I believe the Lord put in my mind, smell this. And right then and there, I didn't even finish the book. I probably should go back and finish the book, but I didn't even finish the book. I just knew smell this was it. It has many applications, and, smell this, rosemary, smell this pumpkin spice, smell this. And so I knew it was it. I went to go trademark it immediately, and I'll be having the trademark here very, very soon, because the trademark is it's very rigorous, very, very rigorous process, but I've undergone it, and I'm almost done. So that's how it came up. That's how candles, that's the story of candles. That's the story of Smell This. That's the conception story, and, how I even came up with the name.
Awesome. Well, you share so much information. And so, I'm a note taker. We always say, and your mom knows this, when people are dropping information and knowledge, other than shaking your head in an agreement, you better be taking notes. You better be taking notes, because knowledge is king. And how you typically, I say, a person doesn't have to give you money. Sharing is caring. They don't have to give you money, but if they give you something of value, how you would apply it can convert to money. So
Absolutely.
these are your questions, and I have notes on this side.
Right.
So
awesome.
I appreciate you sharing. And you said that it was trademarking is a very rigorous journey. Time frame, because there are other individuals, I've never trademarked anything. So can you go into that? I know we haven't even gotten into Smell This, but time frame wise, as far as trademarking, how long has it taken you? I know you said you'll have it any day now, but what has that journey been like?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. The journey as far as trademark, I would tell anybody, get on it fast, because the journey it's a long one. There's 4 steps in the trademark process, and I'll go over those here in a second. As far as time frame, I would say anywhere 6 months to a year. So I did mine in, when did I do it? I think it was June that I filed. And so the 4 steps that you go through when you do a trademark is the filing, it's the search first. So the attorney has to search for it. he comes back with a list of problematic names or things that could go wrong, just a itemized list of everything that could go wrong, or maybe it says you're in the clear, right? And so there's a whole list. And so the first one is the search. The second one is the filing. And once you file, then you can kind of like rest assured and be rest assured that, it's out there and the government has it, right? And you're okay. You don't have to be saying, hey, shh, don't say that name. I used to do that all the time. I used to like my mom, like, hey, don't even say the name. Like, I don't want anyone hearing and whatnot. And I would suggest that to anyone that before they put out a product. I know a lot of people say, do this, do that, but just check and see if the trademark is there, because you don't want to have a broken heart when you put everything into your business and your company and your baby, and you go out and you find it's already taken. And so that leads me to the third step. The third step, you have to wait 3 months, and then someone will review it from the trademark office, and they'll review it. And then you have to wait a couple more months after it is reviewed, and then it goes for opposition. That is the fourth and final stage. Opposition is when they send it out to everyone. And so now everyone can say, hey, like, I had that idea, like, no, that's mine. But if it goes through the review with the person at the trademark office, and then it goes to opposition, you're 100% likely to have it. You're 100% likely to have it, because it went through the person that is reviewing it and critiquing it, right? Because that's what they do. And so that's the four-step phase. You want to get it filed, or get it searched with your trademark attorney, get it filed, have it reviewed by the person at the trademark office that reviews everything, all the trademarks coming in, and then opposition. And there you go. You're on your way.
Perfect. Okay, so thank you, Doreontee, for breaking that down. That's very valuable. That's information I didn't know. So let me ask you, when you say opposition, who can be opposed to it? Like, who are they sending it to for the opposition piece?
Yeah, absolutely. So the USPTO is where you want to go to check out if there's a trademark out there that's pending, that's live, that's dead, and see if there's any conflicting trademarks with yours, right? Because you can do the search yourself. You don't need an attorney. You need an attorney to file it, but you can do the search yourself. And so what the USPTO has is they have kind of like a weekly newsletter. And in that weekly newsletter, they put it out for about a month. And that weekly newsletter, your name goes out, your information goes out, and anyone that's checking that weekly newsletter on the USPTO site, uspto.gov site, they can see what's out there, right? What's coming to existence as far as in the trademark world, what's going to be real, a real trademark out there. And they can oppose it if it has any conflict with what they're doing. But like I said before, if you have gotten your trademark reviewed by the trademark associate, they're really skilled in looking for discrepancies and things that overlap, and things that might infringe on another trademark. They're really good at that. So if you've passed that third step with them and it goes to opposition, through my research, it's most likely that it's a sealed deal. You're going to get it.
Awesome. So as I'm hearing you share all this information, what I realize is that before a person gets very deep into, I'm going to do this, this, and this, they want to do their research, because the worst thing is, after you've put this great idea together, you find out that somebody else already had the idea, somebody else already have the idea is one thing, but the name and anything that's going to be a conflict. So would you say that that's the case? You want to work on that piece before you put everything out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Do your due diligence first. The having competition is a part of the game, right? And
Yes.
so, but the name is the key. So you can have a good name and still have competition, and it's like they're not even there because you have a good brand name, a good solid name. And so Smell This embodies everything that, of a candle. I'm giving you a directive. I'm telling you, hey, smell this
Mhm.
pumpkin spice, smell this, pomegranate and lemon, and any other the flavors that we have. Or, I'm sorry, flavors, the scents.
I
They're
got
so
you.
scrumptious. So,
Right.
uh, yeah, any other the sense that we have, I'm giving you a directive. So for any of the viewers, I would say get the name dialed in. A lot of people you'll see on YouTube, they might have thousands of followers, they might have comments in the comment section, um, and they might be telling you something different. Feel free to listen to them, because at the end of the day, you're going to do what you want to do and do what you think is right. But I'm telling you, get that name dialed in. Get that name dialed in and then go from there. Like you said yourself, the business concept or the business model doesn't have to change, but make sure you have a name that is strong, a name that is yours, and a name that is protected by the US government.
Awesome. Okay, and so I know we kind of talked about this before a few days ago. Because you're so dead fast on doing this the right way, please tell me or tell the viewers why. Why? Because typically we make a decision, to do something that is lengthy. Maybe it takes longer than just a second based off of some other experience that we personally have had or individuals that we know. So can you speak on that?
Yes, absolutely. That's a great question. Why I'm so dead fast on doing it the right way is because I'm a black man, and sometimes black men don't get second chances. And so I've got to get it right the first time, the first chance. And so um, someone said, why don't you put just the name out there and, give it to someone and let it circulate and whatnot. And I just knew how great the name was. I knew how great the brand is. Obviously, it's going to take, cultivating patience and wisdom poured into the brand to make it a household name. But you don't put something out there like that. You just don't. Um, if it was Bob's Bakery or Dory's Bakery, sure, why not? It's generic,
Exactly.
so it's generic and it's my name. But something that's there's a lot of names out there, but then again, there's not a lot of names out there. Names are being swooped up. And I'll tell you firsthand, I look on Instagram and I see a lot of ads for products. What I do is I go see if the name is taken because I like the name so much. And then I guess that's like the business shark in me. Like, oh my
Mhm.
gosh, let me go see if this is taken. Like, let me get this. But someone could be doing that to me too. If I put the product out there, someone could be like, oh, let me go check if Smell This is taken. And then they see it, it's not taken, it's not, boom, done, it's over.
You are 100% correct because in our business, your mom and I's
Mhm.
business, I'm a referee and I'm the tea referee. So I have to lock up, because you never know, like we say .com, but there's .net, there's this, there's that, I'm just saying from website standpoint. And
Mhm.
so many people have piggyback off of somebody else's great website or their name, and you go and you're like, they're capitalizing on it. And it's not that they may even have a totally different business, but because it's so popular, they went ahead and purchased that because they know people are going to end up clicking into
Oh
that,
yeah,
you know?
absolutely,
So,
absolutely. I would like to give a tidbit of advice for on that note. So the book that I recommended earlier, brand new name, yellow cover, Amazon, check it out, guys. It talks about naming, it talks about the website name as well. And so, like you said, you might have a name, total different business, but that website name is unavailable. One thing that I did is I had um, Smell This, right? As far as candles and scents and stuff like that. I'm dialed in right there with the trademark, right? Smell This. But when I went to go purchase the domain name, Smell This, it was taken, but it was parked. And parked means that no one's using it, and someone just thought it would be good. Someone thought that someone would come along, like myself, and they would say, so here's the book. Thank you. Here's the book right here.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's
Thank you for
brand new.
sharing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's plan, sprint, and select. So there's a, you guys see that there's a
Mm-hmm.
it gets you dialed in
Who's the
on.
author?
Yeah, the author is going to be Jeremy Miller.
Okay, Jeremy Miller. Okay, thank
Jeremy
you.
Miller. Yep, and it gets you dialed in on how to create a name. So whether you have a generic, creative, suggestive, made up, right? And I think mine is a little bit of suggestive. Um,
It's very
you know,
suggestive.
yeah, very suggestive. Hey, smell this, you know. And so, well, back to the website domain name. So um, I had the I didn't have the name smellthis.com. I had just smell this under the trademark. And so what I had to do is in the book, it states just add a verb, like add an action word. And so what I did is I said, shop, smell this. And so that's what you can see here. It says literally shop, smell this.
Oh, it
And
sure
so,
does. It sure
yeah,
does.
and it's another directive again, shop, smell this. And so that's on all my media. If you look us up on Instagram, it's shop, smell this. Facebook, it's shop, smell this. Go give us a follow and see what we're doing next. But yes, to what you said earlier, the name of the domain, yes, someone can take it, someone can piggyback. But I think that's a very good tidbit. If you get stuck on the name, don't think you can't have it. If you get stuck on the trademark, then you definitely can't have it. But
Okay.
if you get stuck on the name for the domain, don't think you're necessarily out it, right? Because
Right.
the trademark has pure, first come first serve, and it doesn't even matter if you have a domain or an LLC with that name. If you get the trademark, you're solid. If you have a domain issue, just put a verb in front of it. Go, go shop, do, buy, and that's a little easy fix if you're running into domain problems.
I love that. Oh my God, Doreontee. So that's something that I didn't even know. But you know what? It's it's giving a person an action. It's what
Yes.
you want them to actually do. You want them to
Yes.
go shop with you. So
Yep.
it solves two birds in one stone. Smell this wasn't available, but I really want you to go shop anyway. So shop,
Exactly.
smell this. So
Exactly.
I didn't even notice that, and again, you all, I'm very much about details. And when I received this, I was like, oh my goodness, this is so cute. I didn't even notice this here, but now since he's bringing all this to my attention, it's like, basically, I believe you leave people with, they don't have to go search for your information. Someone has
Yeah.
this box, they don't have to go look for your business card. They don't have to go look, oh, it's right here on the box. This is where I can go buy. It's so well laid out. Same here. When you forgot, someone says, oh, well, where did you get the candle from? Oh, it's right here. Well, what is the candle company? It's right here. So it's amazing packaging. It's very, very nice. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. Well, you gave so much information, and that was down the line as far as trademarking, but I love how you just let us know how it all actually, it's like the journey, the life, the growth of where your business is going and how you actually got it off the ground. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Thank you. You said, so you did, I was going to ask you, did you have another business? And you said, what you were going to be doing with Palm and Beach. So thank you for answering that. That also inspired you to do the candles. And then, okay, did you have any support or mentorship or combination of the both? Now, I know your mom supports you, but if you
Oh
want to
yeah.
talk about that.
Yeah. You know, as far as like outside mentorship, I've got people, I'm always having like fruitful conversations. So, I don't have one key person that I go to, but I pick up a little bit, a tidbit here, a tidbit, there. And I have conversations with, different thought leaders and also different entrepreneurs and people that are ahead of me, people that are on my playing field, and have conversations with, people that are just getting started. As far as mentors, my mom, God, I like God, obviously, and then my mom, and then yeah, I mean, that's the extent. That's the extent of it. Keep the circle small.
Right,
And
exactly.
so keep the circle very small. And she's did a fabulous job, and she's taught me about business. And she sometimes I don't like to listen to her because I'm stubborn, but
Mhm.
she brings great ideas to the table. Very very great ideas to the table, and I might have to steal her from you and make her one of my chief executive officers or something when this blows up. So
Oh, that's nice. That is so nice. Well, I like the fact that you want to have your mom involved because sometimes individuals, they create something massive and then they forget their humble beginnings and they break off from the people that were always there for them. So, I
absolutely,
know your mom's super proud of you. I'm super proud of you.
thank you.
I am because, we have to celebrate, this is all jokes aside, we really have to celebrate young entrepreneurs, young Black entrepreneurs, young Black men entrepreneurs. You know, Contrary to what society says and statistics, everybody is not in jail.
Hmm.
Everybody is not in trouble. You know,
Hmm.
that's just what the media, and I know this is a side
Oh,
note, but that's what the
yeah.
media wants to portray. And so, any opportunity that I have to allow a young Black male or female shine, this
Thank
platform is here for that. So, because this is a wealth of information, and I just can't sit here and not take down notes.
you.
So, I
That's awesome.
appreciate it. Yes,
Yeah,
it's been
absolutely.
great. So, your mom, you said that you have a very tight circle. God, you have some thought leaders, other entrepreneurs that may be on your same playing field, and just other. Because I often tell individuals, we all don't have to be in the same business, but find like-minded individuals that have vision that's going somewhere.
Oh, absolutely.
You
Yeah,
know,
I've got one buddy. His name is Josh. He's like my brother, my best friend. I was his best man at his wedding, and we're here. I mean, if you see somebody else making money, I mean, get on with them. You don't necessarily have to get on with them in their industry,
mhm.
but get on that train, right? And maybe along the line, you guys can do something in the future, right? And that's kind of how it
Awesome.
was for us. Like, we grew up together, and we had ambition, and we had great ideas. He's more financially like
Okay.
I think it's his left brain. I use more of my right brain. I'm more creative, as you can see,
Hmm.
but nonetheless, he's creative and um, you know, big number cruncher, and he knows where he wants to go and his goals. And my best buddy, and that definitely helps me. I think we definitely help each other. And so yeah, if you can get with somebody early and build a relationship, a brotherhood, a sisterhood, and have those like-minded thoughts and goals and whatnot. I mean, it's a powerful relationship.
It is. It is. And then you can get the bounce off of each other, and you don't feel alone because sometimes, we all know that sometimes when you are headed in the route that you're going for your success, sometimes you're going to travel those roads by yourself, and you got to be okay with that.
True.
So,
And I'm so blessed to not have to travel that road by myself. Like, I'm gonna have to travel the road by myself in building my own business, because
mhm,
that's my responsibility on if it's a subpar business, if it falls under, or
that's
if it's
true.
really great. That's my pressure, like, to hold on my shoulders. But being able to just talk business with someone, I mean, a lot of people out there don't have that opportunity to just, that literally is our friendship, like, conversation dialogue. Like, we don't talk about like normal friend stuff, or like, hey, did you see that girl? Or hey, I went here, and so and so's doing this, and did you see so and so from high school? And oh, like, just non-fruitful conversation. Like, our business conversations, our friendship conversations.
Okay. Doreontee, can you say that again? Because I heard what you said, and I want to make sure other people get it. You said non-fruitful conversations.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Not non-fruitful conversations. Our business conversations are our friendship conversations. And when you get to that level where you can be around someone literally all day, and just talk business, and you never run out of stuff to talk about. And you can share your story and your insights with them, and vice versa. It's just a really good feeling, a
Yeah.
really good feeling to have.
Yeah. See, oh my God, I love this. I love this because some people think that a lot of times, the conversation has to be so surface, but it can be so next level when you find the right individuals to connect with, even if you're not in a partnership yet. Your partnership is the respect that you have for each other in the different businesses that you do. And so
Yes.
it's just genuine in that sense. So thank you for sharing. I now know, your support system, your mentorship. What year did you get started in business? Just, from the first Palm and Beach to, when did you first get started?
Oh, I got started in 1995 when I was born.
Oh, I like
so,
that. Okay.
so yeah, as a kid, I sold cupcakes door to door. I remember that my mom got me like a bouquet of like cupcakes, and they were chocolate. And at the time, I didn't like chocolate. I was like, I do want a haircut though. And they're like, well, we just got you cupcakes, and we just did this whole big birthday thing. Like, you're gonna have to wait. It's like, I don't want to wait. I want a haircut now. Like, my hair's like, I just need it. And so sold the cupcakes door to door for like $1. And so that I just always had this entrepreneurial spirit. And so as far as smell this, I think it was the summer for me. A little bit like June, July is like when we kind of started like, all right, this is what it is. This is what we want it to be, and cultivating it, and getting it out there. And so that's when we started. But by default, since birth,
Wow, I love that. And I'm a believer. When's your birthday?
March 29th, 1995,
Okay, March 20. What sign is that?
Aries.
Aries. Okay, I do know some Aries. Is your mom an Aries?
She is as well.
She's
Yes.
okay. I do know a couple Aries, and they're very determined, very business minded. I'm actually a Leo, and some
Okay.
people don't believe that.
When's
It's
Leo?
Leo, the August 5th.
August 5th. Okay. August 5th. Okay.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
It's like late July to like I think August 20th or 21st, something like that.
Okay.
But a lot of times I've heard individuals say, well, you're not just born this way, but I believe I was born to be a boss and I'm
Yeah.
owning it.
Yeah.
And we develop different skills along the way. And sometimes you may even over years, you may have held back what you
Hmm.
know is true for you. And so I'm so glad for you at 25. Well, you said since 1995 when you was born, but you've owned it at a very young age. So don't ever change that about who you are.
Thank you. And I wanna touch on something. I've had many, not many, but I've had multiple businesses. I had one business called Timeless Literature, and it was a resume writing company. I had another business called Tropic Apparel, and this is when I was younger, coming out of high school, going into college. It was called Tropic Apparel, and literally I got T-shirts, and I got nice fabric, like nice tropical fabric from Joann's Fabric, and I got in touch with a seamstress, and I had her sew on pocket T-shirts. I also sold those door to door in my apartment complex. I got cash and I got checks. Like, don't give up. Like, like you said, I like how you said, some of it's just innate, right? We're just
Mhm.
born to do it, right? And so some people have to figure out what they want to do, and then some people it's just about not giving up what you were meant to do. And so it's just been innate for me. It's just always been there. And I'm just a super firm believer. If I can see it here, I can have it here. Like, I'm just so like I believe that so much. And I believe that on a business scale, what I need to start doing is believing that through my outside surroundings. Like, I believe that on like a service product scale. Like, if it's in here, it can be here. But when you really believe that, as far as your surroundings, like your house, your car, your travel, your marriage, you oh my goodness, like you will blast off, and so it's about that visualization, that the visual or that visualization. I'm sorry, visualization is about that, in visualizing what you want.
Exactly. No, you said it so well because a lot of times, like you said, people can have that vision like, oh, I know this is something good, but they cannot transfer it from their mind to the physical. So they don't go do the action. Prayer without works is dead. You just can't pray. We got to, start
Yes.
putting it out there. And I'm going to share something with you at the end when we're done, because it's something that your mom and we were given a mandate to do before midnight. And
Okay.
so she may have already done it. And I want you to do the same thing. So
Yes.
we can transfer it into our physical outside of just our product, but everything. It'll just, well, your mom, yeah, I say my mom, your mom, we talked about manifestation and dream building, but I want you to do this before midnight as well. And I'm
Okay.
going to do it with your candle. That's what I'm going to do it with. So,
Right on.
all right. Awesome. So, how did you come up? Okay, so you told me, how did you come up with the name? Was it difficult for you to trademark? You shared that. Okay. So now I want you to unveil your packaging and go into the product itself. And Doreontee, I was looking at this and it reminded me of Total Life Changes. Actually, at my desk, I actually have our core values, and I was like, man, he's so thorough. That's what I was saying to myself. I said, he's so complete. Oh my goodness, OMG! Even to the size, like, look at. Okay, this is TLC. This is yours.
Yeah.
Just nice and neat. And people want to know what you're about. Other than we talk, 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 sometimes you just put it in their hand and they're like, oh, wow, wow, wow. So when I was so happy about my candle, I didn't even realize you had core values in here.
Yes, we do.
Please talk about how you came up with I want to just say one thing. I'm going to say the heading, and then I want you to talk about how you came up with your core values, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so you guys, it's actually two-sided, and I'm going to have him speak on it. So this is what I noticed on the first side, and it has the core values, and on the back, he has some instructions. But the heading says, our core values help make good common sense. Not sense, but sense. So well thought out. So take it away, please.
Yeah, thank you. And I've got it right here with me as well. And so let's go over the core values, and then we'll move to the back or the front, where it says how to love your smell this candle. And so for us, our core values is always crafting, right? And so we want to always be coming up with different scent names, different fragrances, even testing the threshold of, our OG candle, right? The pomegranate and lemon and the pumpkin spice. If we can use different ingredients to make it stronger, why not? And if we can get, a better box, this is great, but why not? And so we want to always be crafting and always be delivering that end consumer desire in mind, or have that in mind to, deliver that in the end, right? What was the consumer gonna feel? What are they gonna think when they see this? And that's always crafting, right? Deliver wow is like, hey, like, what's this at my doorstep? Like, wow. Like, it's simplistic. The packaging's nice. It's colorful. For the first round, I really wanted to do something with color, or not the first round. I'm sorry, the first collection, because we're gonna have many collections as we go on this journey in the candle business, the Smell This company. But it's the starter collection, and the starter collection is going to have a colorful label for each candle. And so, a little tidbit, like a little Easter egg, the color represents the name of the candle. So pomegranate lemon, we have yellow and we have reddish, right? As a pomegranate kind of color. The pumpkin spice, it's a little bit brownish, it's a little bit orangish. And so each one is going to represent the name of the candle. And so, yeah, that's deliver wow. Universal respect. Um, gonna be transparent here. I can have a big head sometimes, look good, have a own business, and just think I'm the man, right? And so it's just about being humble, and that one's kind of there for me, right? It's kind of there for respect my employees, respect the vendors, respect our relationships with the suppliers, and don't get beside myself. And so
Okay.
that's universal respect. Some of these are for me too. So,
Okay. Okay.
and honestly, it could be for and it's going to be for my employees as well. You can have an employee, you can onboard an employee that just comes into your company and is very nasty and think they know, and not respecting anyone. So not only is this for me, this is for my future employees. It's just
Okay.
universal respect. Work heartily. Um, that's for me too. That's for me,
Okay.
because I like to coast. Like high school, college, I like to coast, and I'm good at it. And so work heartily is kind of for me, and my employees as well. When the time comes, we put everything that we have in our heart into our product, into our service, and we do our due diligence, and we are 0 to 100 every single time. There's no 10, no 20. We're not going up in the gauge. We're there. Boom. We put it in the product, and we're working hard and doing our due diligence. Humble beginnings. It's just it is what it is. Staying humble, and being like, hey, this is where I came from, and it can all be taken away very fast. Marathon continued. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. But it's continuing what we start, and we're not leaving anything on the table, and we're not doing anything half behindish. We're not saying, okay, let's sell this, or let's do this, and let's kind of get away from continuing a great business. Let's shortcut. Let's do this. Let's do that. And then charitable giving is just, what it is. We always got to give back somehow, some way. We got to give back. That actually brings me to one of my collections. One of the collections that I'm going to be doing is a faith-based collection. And it's going to have candles like smell this glory, smell this Holy Spirit, smell this faith, smell this resurrection. And those candles, all the revenue proceeds are going to go to a ministry or a church. And that's just our way of being aligned with our beliefs, our morals, our values, and just giving back. And those are the core values.
Awesome. Awesome. Lovely. Okay, so when we flip it over on the other side, please explain, the information there.
Yes, yes. How to love your smell this candle. We are a artisan candle company. And so everything that we do with our scents, everything that we do with our packaging is well thought out. We want you to love it. It's not a Target candle, okay? Like, it's not a Walmart candle. I like Target. Target has a little bit better candles, but it's still not that. And so we want you to love it. We want you to enjoy it. This candle right here is the 8-ounce candle, 5-ounce wax feel. This is best in bedrooms, dorm rooms, bathrooms, and kind of like walkways, like entryways for your house. Also really, really good in offices too. Very, very good in
Nice.
offices. We have bigger vessels coming out where it's going to fill up dining rooms, living rooms in larger areas. But I would recommend this size for a bedroom, a small office, and then let it burn. Let it burn.
Let
Don't
it
be afraid.
burn.
Let it burn. Don't be
Let
afraid.
it burn.
To let it burn for a couple hours, 4 hours max. We've tested these. I hate burning my own supply, but I've tested it, and they go for a long time. They go for a
Okay.
long time. What's really cool is you have the directions. You have these directions to help you go through it. And then you have the warning. So just follow the warning, follow the directions. You should be good. And then what's really unique about these vessels is they have these little notches on
Mhm.
the bottom. So that kind of raises up the candle
Oh,
and allow for the surface not to get overheated. And so
I
that's really,
love that.
yeah,
That is
that's,
so cool.
yeah. And then, so that's safety first. We just went over that. Preventing memory rings. We went over that. Let it burn. Trim the wick. Trim the wick is super, super important. You can trim it with scissors. It already comes pre-trimmed for you, so you can just light and go. Like the box says, unbox, light
Mhm.
and smell. All the work's done. All the heavy lifting is taken out. You just have to enjoy it. And so the last one is smell this next.
Okay.
If you're looking for your next best candle, shopsmellthis.com. We have a lot of collections coming out, a lot of different scents in the starter collection. We have Volcanic Island coming out. We have Coastal Camper. We have Bachelor, and we also have Fresh Brew. Fresh Brew is going to be a coffee one for all the
Oh,
coffee
wow.
lovers. Bachelor is going to be a masculine one, but it's got this rose red labeling, and it's going to be for all the women that want to watch The Bachelor and they don't have a man. So, you know, you
Okay.
got your man in the Bachelor candle.
Love
Volcanic
it.
Island, thank you. Volcanic Island is agave citrus fruit, very, very citrusy. Really is going to fill up the room, make you think you're on a tropical island. And then last but not least, Coastal Camper for all my Cali people and my Miami people, beach people. It's a beach candle, and it just it embodies the very essence of a beach. Being on the beach, it's smooth, it's clean, it's fresh, and it's something you guys are going to want to look out for. It's going to be dropping mid-January, so shopsmellthis.com, and just stay tuned.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. So thank you so much for sharing. And when you were explaining all the different scents, I can smell each one. And even Bachelor, I can smell more of a more masculine,
Oh yeah,
not smoke, but something just very men like, but just very
yes,
smooth. So I'm super excited for you, and I'm looking forward to. Well, when you mentioned the coffee, so when I told your mom and I also told you when I received this one, my pumpkin spice, I love pumpkin spice Delgada. Yes, is that the pumpkin spice?
yes.
Yes, it smells so good, you guys. This is what I actually have here. And I was like, oh my goodness, because I'm always doing our pumpkin spice Delgado. Matter of fact, I have my mug here and I'm going to have some when I light my candle up. So thank you for sharing the different ones you have coming out, the different collections. I love the spiritual collections. Um,
Thank you.
Now, let me ask you this. Will you be doing like because more people need to do self-care. 2020, if it didn't tell you to take care of yourself, you need to, I don't know where you've been. So self-care is so important. So can you speak on that? Like for me, I'm in my room and when you were speaking, I have some candles, but candles and they're not all top of the line candles.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like just being able to relax, do some self-care with a nice candle. So can you talk about self-care with the candles?
Yeah, absolutely. I have two lines actually. The first one's a Black Care collection that we're gonna release, and to give you a little bit of insight, it's gonna like the first one we're coming out with is uh, library, but it won't be spelled library because us Black people we say library, so it'll be smell this library, right? And so that'll be the Black Care collection, and I'll be doing different things that resonate with our culture for specifically for us in that collection. And
Nice.
so you can use that as an escape and use that for self-care. It's literally got it in its name, Black Care collection. And then for just a general run of the mill collection for self-care. Anyone, I have the black care collection because we have to have something for ourselves and our people. But anyone out there listening, if you're not black, please buy the black care collection. You know, it's not blackface by all means.
Right, right,
Like,
right.
you know, indulge in our culture and indulge in our sense. You know, come to our side, see what we're doing. We'll come to your side. We'll see what you're doing. We'll come together. And that's just the best, is where we meet in the middle. We come together. We learn from each other, and we experience each other's different cultures and what they have to offer. And so that's the Black Care Collection. And if you will have that coming out, and that's the Black Care Collection. Now, with the other collection, just the self-care, we have a collection that we're working on, and that is literally called it's smell this, but it's like verbs. So it's like smell this while this, smell this during this, smell this after this, smell this before this. And so we're working on that one right now. And so that could be also applicable to self-care as well. You know, smell this while cooking, you know, smell this, you know, before, or smell this after the gym, you know, or smell this, you know, before, you know, the morning or whatever. And so we're coming up with, you know, the different names and whatnot for that candle collection, but that's also a self-care collection as well.
I love that. And when you were speaking, I reached around and I grabbed, this is from, you know, one of the favorite, I don't do shout outs because they don't pay us. You know, I always tell people, if I give a shout out, it's somewhere that I frequent and I love. You know, I give tropical smoothie shout outs because if I don't make my own smoothie, I end up going there. But I typically don't, you know, because they don't give us, you know, any referral. They're not going to say thank you.
Yeah.
They make a lot of money. But this one particular place that a lot of people know, they have their summer sales and they have their winter sales. And they sell, you know, all types of candles and fragrances, but they don't have a black line. They have women, they have, you know, different scents, but they don't have a ethnic line. So I think that's awesome that you do. So thank you for definitely sharing that with the different lines that you have. It was something that I wanted to ask you in relationship to that. Go ahead.
And I just wanted to say, you know, there's really no cash flow projection on how that collection is going to do. There's no stats on it. There's nothing, but I have a feeling with the names, you know, the creativity, like, you know, we just said smell library, like, you know, oh my gosh, I have a feeling that it's going to blow up beyond belief. It's by my people, for my people. And so yeah, get your wallets ready.
Exactly. And when you were saying that, I was thinking about, I've heard Steve Harvey say things like, you know, we don't, instead of us saying more, we say, I need some more of that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, but we understand. You say, can you give me some more of that? It's not even, so I can actually see that being a great addition to your line. So
yeah.
And it's just using. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, where people, I think it's Ebonics, right? Is it Ebonics?
Yep, Ebonics.
Yeah, where people make fun of our Ebonics, let's make money off of. Well, I'm gonna make money off of it, you know, and share, you know, and enlighten, you know, people and say, hey, like, this is what we say, like, it's just what it is, you know, like, let's turn, you know, and you can put it on a t-shirt, like you just said. I might be doing candles, but you might say, you know, learn at the library t-shirt, you know, you know, you might say it's applicable, you know, I'm not just taking, I might have smell this, right? Because I own smell this, and I could put smell this legally on a candle, and I can say smell this library, right? You could probably go say, hey, put library on a shirt, put library on a chain. And so let's just what they want a negative to be for us, let's just turn that into a positive.
Exactly, exactly. And that's the same as, when you were saying that, because I want you to have more money, but I also want you to have more money, more money. People
Yeah,
understand that. So,
yeah, absolutely.
we leverage what we have, and we understand it, just like bling bling. When that
Yep.
was Lil Wayne and Cash Money Boys. But look at how we look at bling bling now. It's
Exactly.
everyday. It was ebonics, but it was used in a rap lyrics that now everyone says, "Oh, you got
Then
that
it
bling."
turns universal, and
Exactly.
that's what it always seems like. We might say something, and then it miraculously goes universal, like,
Hmm.
and there's no
Hmm.
credit given or anything like that. And so it's just about, I really like, for one thing, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do Black Excellence. Smell this Black Excellence. That's
Love
another
it.
candle that we've got in the works. And it's gonna be Smell This Black Excellence. And so can't give too many names out before
I
they're
got you.
out.
Okay.
But Library and Black Excellence, and then Library is gonna smell like old leather bound books, and like actually like a library. And
Oh
so
wow, nice.
um I'm really looking for. I actually got the fragrance oil coming here. It's in transit and it's coming here, and so I'm very excited to smell the fragrance oil and get it formulated and get it into the vessel and have it for you guys. We've got five right now, five scents with the starter collection.
Okay.
My goal is to do 7, God's number of completion.
Uh,
So we've got 5. So I've got 2 more coming out, 2 more starter collection candles coming out. And then we're going to start, or we have already started, working on some of the other collections, because I want people to have options, right? I want people to say, I'm going to shop from the starter collection here. I'm going to get something from the Black collection here, or the Black Care collection here. I'm going to get something for the luxury home collection. And so, yes.
Awesome. Well, I'm just thinking about, because I used to sell homes in Ohio, and I'm trying to finish up here in North Carolina to get licensed. And realtors need candles. When you go to open houses, even though a lot of people are doing virtual, but people are going into homes, you walk in, and the house smells they want you to get the feel of being there. And what better way, if they don't typically boil apples or cinnamon and put them on the stove. They have a nice candle somewhere tucked away on the kitchen counter, and you're walking through. So there are a lot of people that need your candles. Salons, hairstylists, estheticians, massage therapists, the list could go on and on, outside of just everyday consumers, professionals needed for their business. Because nobody
Absolutely.
wants anyone to walk into a place of business and it doesn't smell great.
Absolutely.
you know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
And if you're we could talk about that as well. If you know any homes or have any homes yourself, we can talk about getting some candles in there and making them smell real good.
awesome, awesome. Okay. Well, so now let's go to, you did talk about it. My question was, how can individuals order any of your candles? So I know the information you've shared, but if you want to just make it very detailed so they know how they can place orders.
Yeah, absolutely. Shop, smell this. Shop, smell this. That's where you want to go. Get your candle. It's going to smell very, very good. I guarantee it. Um, if it does not smell good, you let me know and I'll work around the clock to get one that smells good for you. That's a guarantee, but it will smell good. It's been tested. And so we have great, great feedback. We have great reviews. Check out our reviews. Check out our Instagram page. It's literally Shop Smell This as well on Instagram, all one word. And yeah, that's where you can go to, spruce up your house on the scent side.
Well, what I want to say, Doreontee, my candles smell amazing. Oh my goodness. And I've been saving it. I told your mom the first night when I got it, I was going to go ahead and light it up. And I was like, no, I'm going to save it for this special occasion. And, I don't have very many other questions, but I want to talk about, when I light it up and what it's going to mean to me for what I have to
Yes.
do tonight before midnight. So, Okay, so shopsmellthis.com. Do you plan on being in any retail stores? Have you entertained, partnering with any stores?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that we want to maintain um, exclusivity as far as being exclusive to
Okay,
only our own website and direct to consumer.
I like
We
that.
want to definitely be just have our own platform. We want to collect our own information about our consumers, know our consumers a lot better. We currently are on Etsy, so if you go to shopsmellthis.com, that will redirect you to Etsy, but you could still use that domain. That's our domain, but it will redirect you to Etsy. And we chose to go with Etsy because people are comfortable with it. It's a
Mhm.
platform that's already been around, but we're going to get away from that. We're going to have our own platform, and so you can go to shopsmellthis.com while we're working on getting our website up. And it's going to be active nonetheless as we switch from Etsy to our actual website. And so go on, feel free, buy, purchase, support us. But yeah, that's how you can get a hold of us. Shop Smell This.
Awesome. Okay, so two questions. Um,
Yes.
Can you, will you plan, now that since COVID, we've done a lot of virtual, we're doing a lot of virtual, we're not, pop-ups and things like that. Do you plan on doing any type of pop-up shops? Will you do any virtual where, you have your collection and you're just going to share, please speak on that.
Yeah, that's a great question. And so as you know, we all have our opinions on COVID. We all have to stay safe. And, anyone that's watching out there tonight, Happy New Year's. And I pray that you're safe and I pray that you make it over to the next year. As far as getting this in front of people, this needs to be in front of people. And that's kind of what we're having a little bit of kind of, I guess you could say, obstacle with. It's just because there's not people out there. It's just that we have to undergo the appropriate protocol to make sure everyone's safe and get our candles out there in a safe manner. So I do believe that this new year coming, I do believe that we will be out there, at pop-up shops, boutiques, things of that nature. Arizona is very, very good for having those different things. Really supports local businesses. There's First Fridays in downtown Phoenix in Arizona. Lots of vendors come out, musicians. A lot of people come out and they shop. Also, farmers markets we have, and there's some other places that you can go and sell. And honestly, I've just been doing it through word of mouth and getting sales that way, and it's been good. But I strongly believe I get this in front of people, I'm gonna be backed up with restock orders. I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, like this is entrepreneurship. All right, well let's go make some candles. And
Right.
so which will be a good thing. I'd rather have good problems than bad problems, and that's a good problem is to be sold out of candles, right? And so we will be in those places come very very soon for people that like to go out because it's so hard. You can be very descriptive, but for someone to make an impulse buy or decision or fall in love with your brand and then make a decision, they've got to feel it, they got to touch it,
That's
they've got
right.
to become in awe with it, they've got to open it up and smell it and just become infatuated with it. And so I have no doubt when it's time to be in front of people, that's when our trajectory will raise. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to, hearing all of your success going forward. And I really love the idea that you want to keep it in-house and you don't want to do big box stores where you're just another product on a shelf
Yeah,
and nobody there to market on your behalf. It's like you're in the store and then you have this much shelf space and shelf life. Like I get all into all of the marketing advertising, and it's like, okay, well, this is this, but then they have this candle and that candle, and no one can speak and represent you very well for what your goal and your values are.
exactly. I want people to feel special. Like, no, I go to shopsmellthis.com. I don't go to Walmart. I don't go to Target. I don't go. And here's the trick: you're fighting for. I watch a lot of Shark Tank. You're fighting for, yeah, you're fighting for shelf space, and a lot of people don't know this, but they're I call them ghost brands, right? Where Target owns their own candle brand, Walmart owns their own candle brand. You're inviting me in to fight with you.
Exactly.
A big box, a big box retailer. Not only am I going to fight with these other companies, I got to fight with someone that likes a Target brand that might not even know it's a Target brand, or someone that knows it's a Target brand, and Target has this line of, this history of being Target, a great big box retailer. And so I've got to fight with you too. Exactly. Just go to the website. You'll have an experience. You'll have an experience every single time, and you'll get a package that's nice, like you said, that's compact. And especially for you, it's not something you go to the store and grab off the shelf, like, oh, boom, right, in my bucket. No, this is something you buy for yourself, self-care. And yeah, that's why I won't go into a big box retailer. But I want to have something here in Gilbert, something real cool, something real, real, like small to medium sized, maybe fit, occupancy level, maybe 50 people, maybe 40 people, 30 people, not even that much, but something real where we just got candles stocked. We got candles stocked. Nice. Yeah, we got candles stocked. You can come in, like, this is headquarters right here for us. We don't have it anywhere else. Okay. Snowbirds can come in. You literally want to come in and visit the smell of this company, right? Because that's nice. That's what's here. That's what, what we've built here. And so, you'll come in, like, you coming from California, hey, I bought a smell of this candle a couple times, and, I heard that they have a shop out there. I want to go visit. I want to go take a picture next to the big smell this sign. Yeah, that's so cool. I love that. So, thank you. And that's where I want to get to, as far as maybe having my own brick and mortar. But all these other places, no, you got to build an ecosystem of your own, and that's e-commerce. Well, you're going to take me into where we were actually going. Well, before we go there, thank you so much for sharing. What your basically my question is, what is your vision? But before you go there, price point. Can you discuss your price point? Yeah, absolutely. This candle right here is about $18. It lasts for about 30 hours, and it's got a great scent retention, and also it's got a great cold throw as well. So it smells good cold, it smells good hot, it burns very long, and it's got a great scent retention. Just follow the instructions and you will be set to go. This one is $18. I have another vessel that's going to be a little bit bigger with 2 wicks. So you can put that in a bigger house. I'm sorry, not bigger house, but you can put that in a bigger room. And that is going to fill up the room a little bit more because of the view of it, or not the view, but the circumference of it. The circumference of it. Awesome. And, I can actually contest or agree to the fact that, so I have my window open slightly. And so it's a nice breeze coming through the window. And as you all can see behind me, I have a candle lit on that side. It's lit. And it's like a caramel, I actually liked it because the top, the brand is like Tyler, and my daughter's name is Tyler. And I just thought, I thought it was cute. But I actually smell Doreonte's candle. The pumpkin spice is sitting, I keep picking it up. It's sitting on my desk, and my window is on this side. And every time this breeze come through, this is what I'm actually smelling. I can smell the pumpkin spice more so than the candle behind me. So when said cold, it's not even lit, and I can smell it. It smells so good. And that brings me so much joy, because it's the olfactory senses in your nose. And I think since I've been I've always had allergies, and also since I've been dealing with a lot of scents, my sense is gone. So and I can still smell it, right? I can still smell things, but the faintness of a product like this for you to be like, I can smell like it's so strong. I can even smell it. Like, wow, that just means so much. That means I'm doing my job right. And that really means a lot to me. Because if I was my own critic, I'm like, nope, can't smell it. But that's just because of my circumstances, right?
Right. Well, I definitely can smell it. It's, every time I get and it's not cold, I can just, it's a nice breeze, and I'm like, it smells so good. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing your price point. And so this is actually 2-in-1. What is your vision, and where do you see yourself in 1 year, 3 years, and 5 years?
Yeah, that's a great question. So my vision is I want to be, I don't know if you've ever heard of DW Home candles. I
Mhm.
want to be up there with DW Home. I want to be up there batting with Yankee Candle, but in my own lane, right? My vision for this is to grow it, to grow it, and just be up there with, competing with those candles. And so we have different collections. We have a luxury home collection. I'd actually like to share the vessel with you
Okay.
guys.
Okay.
So this is going to be our luxury home collection.
Oh, nice. Pretty.
So yes, this is going to be a part of our luxury home collection. It's a lot bigger. It feels a lot more wax. I think it's 11 ounces. It's going to have 2 wicks, and it's going to have luxury fragrances. And so the fragrances that we use here, they're clean scents,
Hmm.
um, and they smell phenomenal. But we just went one step ahead with these bad boys. These
That's
are going to
pretty.
be your luxury scents. These are going to be, I mean, like, hey, I just checked into the MGM Grand. Like, that's where we're going with that as far as our collections. And it's just 1 year, man. Asking me that question just really put it in perspective. And that's I want to have a full collection of candles out as far as the different lines. So I want to have a couple candles for the Black Care collection. I want to have a couple candles for the starter collection, and I also want to have branch into other products like wax melts. I want to do some wax melts, maybe car air fresheners and stuff like that. And so really grow the product offer. Like what's my product? Like I'm gonna offer not just candles, but I'm gonna offer this, I'm gonna offer that. Room sprays is something else that we've got in the works. And so just really have a plethora of items and products that people can fall in love with. They fall in love with the brand. And so you're like, hey, I had to smell this candle. Your room spray is going to be bomb too. The car air freshener, and just get brand warriors,
Right.
right? Brand warriors. Like, hey, listen, smell this. I've got this candle. I've got this product. It is just also great. And so that's what I see for a year is just expanding out in the collections,
Okay.
and getting these collections out of my mind into something tangible like the starter collection.
Okay.
This was in my mind, and so I got it out. It's here now. It's here to stay. And so that's what I envision for the other collections in a year. 3 years, employees.
Okay.
Why not? It's not hard, to duplicate the process and to teach somebody else the process of making candles. So let's scale up. Let's get some employees. Let's get some processes and systems in place, and let's have a little warehouse or a little factory where everything is in house. Everything is artisanal. We pour everything hand. Everything is done really nice and neat for you guys. And 5 years, just keep going, keep trucking. I, like you said, with the whole real estate, I have some ideas as far as partnering with other companies and making candles for other companies, and collaboration. And so we just need to get the fundamentals down right now. We need to get our name out there. And so it's
Gotcha.
really hard with COVID, like I was saying. I mean, with candles, what do? You pick them up and you smell them. I'm telling you, I'd be sold out right now. I'd be
Right.
super sold. I'd have good problems if I could just get in front of people, right? And so everything in time. And so that's where we want to go. That's our trajectory.
Okay. Awesome, awesome. Thank you for sharing. And I know you're going to get there because you know you are very brilliant and
Thank you.
use it. You're welcome. I want you to use this time, even though we can't get in front of people the way that we used to and gather together. Use this time to just work on your craft, continue to, add to your inventory, just continue to, work on your whole business,
Yeah.
everything, perfect that. The product is going to be the product. It's just a matter of what you want to bring to the marketplace. But
Hmm.
just work those little fine things so you don't have hiccups, more or less,
Yes.
So but I love what you're going to do. 1 year, 1 year, more products, your collection will expand. 3 years, having employees, because as your business grow, you have to grow. I listened to Eric Worre, who is in charge of Network Marketing Pros. And the one thing he says, and someone else has said, we oftentimes, you can start humbly, like our CEO of TLC, he started in his basement, but people don't stay in the basement.
Hmm.
They don't stay in their garage. So if your mindset is, I want to stay small forever, do you want your business to stay small? And if you're not ready to hire employees, why not? If your business have grown, take yourself out of doing the day-to-day mundane things and hire people to help you grow to the next level.
Absolutely.
So I definitely love that you said you see yourself having definitely employees in 3 years,
Oh,
and then
absolutely.
5 years just expanding beyond
Yeah,
that. So,
absolutely. And I read something actually recently about putting the profits back into the company. I think it was an article or a book, but the guy was like, "Listen, I'd like to see one more employee added to the crew than an extra check, an extra, dividend check or profit check, or however you want to, cut it.
mhm,
And I'd like that as well. I'd like to see two more, come on the team, right?
okay.
And so, and that brings me to another thing that's, a little bit off topic, but passive income. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta like you can't have just one. You just can't. Like, so I do a couple other things, and I'm starting to get into real estate myself, and you can't. You just have to wake up. And I've got like a little lackadaisical. Like, people look at me and they're like, "Oh, like, you got this and that," and that might be true, but like, where could I be if I wasn't like lazy?
Mhm,
Sometimes where could I be if my head wasn't here? And so people like, I'm light years ahead, but man, I could be eons. I could be like in
exactly.
another galaxy,
Mhm,
if I didn't have like that lackadaisical bone. And so, to touch up on that, I just think that multiple sources of income are really important, um, to kind of sustain you, and
right.
also to have you grow
That's
with
true.
your baby.
Mhm,
Like, I like I said, I'm doing real estate. I'm getting into real estate, and so now I've got more money to put into this, and so this can grow a lot faster. And I've got more money to sustain me, and it's all about having that vision of like where you want to go. And I've got another thing about role models. He does my hair, and I can I never until now about you saying like where you want to go and seeing yourself there as far as space wise, like warehouse to, garage or bedroom for warehouse to, office space, right? Right now, office space. I never looked at it like that, but as far as mentors, now I can go back and I look at it as the guy that did my hair. He was in a little shop. He was in a barber shop in a little room. Then he got his own space that was a little bit bigger. Now this dude's got like a big space, and it took like he just put it back in, put it back in.
right.
His name's Braxton. So if you got long, luscious locks in Arizona, he does travel too as well. Go to Braxton. Braxton Keith is his name. He does marvelous work. My hair's not done right now, but he does marvelous work. But he can be a mentor for me. In that way, in that fashion of
Mhm,
saying, this guy, I went to him when I first started my hair journey. He was in the back of a barber shop, and then
exactly.
now he's having, this ribbon cutting, and he's doing this, and he's doing that. And so, yeah, and visualizing where you could go and go next is just the biggest thing.
That's all I can do is shake my head because the biggest thing is you just have to make the decision to start. And once you start, you progress. And I like what you said, he invested, and he grew. It's not a cost when you're investing back into you and you are investing back into your business, because it's going to come back to you. So don't look at it as like, oh my gosh, it's a cost. It's an investment into your growth. So, I love the fact that you have mentors. I love the fact a lot of times individuals have mentors, but they don't tap into them. They don't even see the individuals around them as I can learn something from them. But you are so wise that you realize, okay, I remember the guy who does my hair, he started here. Then he moved to here. So you are paying attention. Maybe if you don't even say anything to him, you've paid attention, humble beginnings that have grown over time is so important.
Absolutely.
And I know, like you said, from the bedroom, to here, that's where it all starts, and us not being lazy. So we're pretty much at the end. And what I want to share, this is the last thing I want you to share. And then I want to say something in relationship to what you said. I could be so much further along, because I want you to do the same thing that your mom and I are supposed to be doing. And she may have already done hers, but I have to do mine. So my last question is, what advice could you give to someone who has an idea? And you kind of shared earlier, but I want you to leave this with them. What advice could you give to someone who has an idea or a dream and they don't know where to begin?
Oh man. I say if you don't know where to begin, you have bigger problems. I say that in the kindest way. I think that the biggest problem you have if you don't know where to begin is self-doubt. That's where it is. Like you've gotta it's self versus self. If you remember in college, high school, the protagonist, the antagonist, the storyline, right? It's self versus self, it's self versus society, it's self versus nature, whatever. You've got a self versus self problem if you don't know where to start. And I'm saying that right now in this day and age. If you asked me that like 30 years ago, or 40 years ago or whatnot, I'd be like, yeah, you would want to start here or you would want to start there. But today we have so much access to knowledge and YouTube. I'm learning on YouTube every day. I went to college myself. I went to college, and I'm learning more on YouTube than college. And so, and reading, I learn more at Barnes and Nobles and just books. They're not going to tell me or teach me how to, the process, the intricacies of coming up with a perfect brand name. No. And so if you're asking, where do I start? You start with getting right with yourself and saying, okay, like I can do this. And then you just type in Google whatever you want, like whatever subject, how to, boom, you're there, you're done. That's like you're 50% done. Now the other 50% is just doing it, like you're 50% done. It's just like, I was like, okay, I didn't know how to make candles. And so, there was a lot of great resources out there. And I don't even know how did I start making candles? I'm thinking now of how did I initially start? Okay, so I remember Candle Kit. That's where I started. I started Candle Kit, and it was not so long ago. But I'm just trying to think of like how I just got there. I was like, all right, how to make candle, and then I saw a Candle Kit, and I saw YouTube videos, and people were selling the candle kits. I was like, all right, I'll start with the Candle Kit. Then I started with soy wax. Soy wax was a no-no. Like it didn't look clean. It didn't look, and a lot of people are like pushing all like soy natural and stuff like that. Ours is a soy blend.
Gotcha.
So ours is a soy blend. So it has the, that feel good, I'm doing good for nature thing, but it also has, hey, I work as well. Like I'm not gonna like leave craters in the wax or, not perform as well. And so we use a soy blend. But I started with the kit, the candle kit. I started with the candle kit, and from there, like I was like, I got so discouraged so fast. I was like, these candles don't smell like anything, and I followed the directions to the T. I was like, these candles suck, and then I realized I was using the wrong wax.
Oh, wow.
And I was probably using the wrong wick as well. So when you're making candles, a lot of things play in the end, play in the end product. And so it was the wax, the wick, the tin, right? And so, and sometimes even the fragrance oil. Sometimes the fragrance oil is just not a good fragrance oil. Sometimes it's a dud, you know. And
Gotcha.
so I started with a kit. If you're looking to get into candles, I say start with a kit. I say start with getting yourself right, then figure out your name, and then start with a kit. And yeah, that's the biggest advice I would give to starting. You can do
Okay.
anything,
I
anything.
believe that.
Like
Mhm.
America is like it's like a two-sided coin. America's so good, but it's so bad too. Like
Mhm.
it's like it's a two-sided coin. And I say this, I coined this, and so hopefully you guys can take this with you. The American dream is not racist. It's not bias. It's not prejudice. It doesn't care where you come from. It doesn't care who you are. Now, the people in America might give you opposition. They might care where you come from, and they might present obstacles that you have to overcome to get to the American dream. But the American dream itself, it sees no color. It sees no religion. It sees uh, it sees not where you've come from. If you're foreign, if you're domestic, it doesn't see ageism. It doesn't see classism. It doesn't see racism. Um, and so that's the American dream, and we're all privy to it. That's our right. That's
That's
our
true.
that's our right as far as citizens. Being an American, and being America, um, that's just capitalism starting from nothing. And if someone wants to take capitalism, we're gonna have to do another one of these because I got some words. I got some words for them because people like that, they're the ones that say you can't do it, or they're the ones that never leap out and do anything.
That's
If you
true.
want to take capitalism away from people, you're not a hard worker. Now there's becoming, you know, too big, right? And and too, too big, and not giving back. And but those are just moral issues, right? Those are
Mhm.
just, that's morality, right? That has nothing to do with capitalism, right? That's
Mhm.
morality, how you deal with people, how you see people, how you see yourself above people or below people, right? Those are personal issues, right?
Mhm.
Um, but capitalism, it's here for everybody, and
Exactly.
it's black America's friend. It's our friend, and all we have to do is learn how to play it. We have to learn how to play it, and we're good. We're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. I totally agree. I believe that we want more people to get away from being afraid to tap into entrepreneurship.
Mhm.
It is here, and that's why, so regardless of what has gone on in the world, but so many people want, we are US citizens, but so many people from other places want to come here
Mhm.
because, they say the American dream, it's there for the taking if you're willing to go and put in the work to create, whatever it is that you want to create. You pick an idea, whatever your talent and skill set is, and you become very passionate, it can happen for you too. You just got to go and do it. So
Absolutely,
I
absolutely.
thank you for sharing that. So this has been extremely awesome. At the end, I want you to share again, make sure everybody has your website.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
we are pretty much going into our final hour before we hit 2021. And so this is what I want to share with you if your mom hasn't already shared.
Okay.
The other day, we were given a mandate by, some leaders in our organization that we're part of. And the mandate is do not let 12 a.m. come in without you writing down your goals and your vision, what it is that you want to manifest into your life. We know that if you write it down, you make it clear and plain, don't worry about how it will be done. Leave it up to God. Just write it down. And
Absolutely.
even if you don't write it down for the entire year, write it down in whatever increments, 30, 60, 90 days, 6 months or whatever. So when, I knew that I wanted to burn your candle, but I am actually going to blow out that candle, light up your candle, because we were told to get in a quiet space, no distractions, and clearly think through, write the vision and make it plain. And, have it all there. And then you go back and revisit. And because you have it there, you are stepping into what your goals and desires are. And I can honestly say last year and probably the year before, I didn't do it. I wrote them down, but it wasn't like it was said before 12 a.m., So I want to do that, but I'm going to enjoy your beautiful candle. I thank
Thank
your
you.
mom so very, very much. And, I'm not doing it any justice. I want to put the whole top for sending this beautiful candle to me, you guys. If you catch this on the replay or if you're on now, this candle smells as, when it says smell this, it was perfect branding, marketing, but it smells as good as it looks. Again, I have my pumpkin spice. I was like, wow, pumpkin spice, pumpkin spice.
Right
So
on.
this is
I
what
want to
I will
ask
be
you.
drinking. Go
I
ahead.
want to ask you. I want to ask you one last question. You said you like detail, right? If you look at the smell, do you notice anything?
When I look at the smell, let me see.
The word smell. Do you notice anything?
Yes, I noticed that at the end, the two L's are attached together, or at
Okay.
least that's what I see. I noticed that
Do you see anything in that two L's?
yes, and that's what it's touching, but let me look. Let me get my glasses so I don't. They look like, well, I was saying they were touching, but is it hands?
It's a candle.
Oh, wow. It sure is. Wow, that is so clever. That is beautiful.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've always liked subliminal. Um, I watch ads and marketing stuff, and I always catch it, art and stuff like that. I always like subliminal stuff, so I was like, hey, I want this to be subliminal. Like, they gotta look at this twice, and so yeah, I thought that would be like a little cool Easter egg. Some people see it, some people don't. Some people
Well,
look right past it.
so I noticed that it was touching, and I said, I know that's not a typo because I know that you are a perfectionist, and I knew that that wasn't, oops, they accidentally made the two. I knew it signified something, but I didn't know what.
Yeah.
But well, you know what's crazy about that, Doreontee, is that when I did your banner for tonight, I was going to use wick long candlesticks.
Uh huh.
And that's actually what I was going to use, but then I ended up, because I wanted us to coordinate, I did the blue thing. But
Uh huh.
I love it. I love everything. I love how you lifted the bottom. If
Yes.
you
Thank
all
you.
haven't heard, this is lifted because, as you know, candles get extremely hot. Like that's hot. They get extremely hot. And so he's lifted the bottom so it's not flush where you're burning up your wood surface or whatever, your marble surface or whatever. It's slightly raised
Mm-hmm.
there. Very, very nice. And the color, like he said, it's color coordinated. My favorite color is orange. I love orange. I love corals. So the pumpkin spice was perfect, and the colors signify the scent, as he mentioned. I
Mm-hmm.
love his core values. He thought all of this through. His core values card is in every single candle. How you actually care for the candle, how you burn the candle, that's in there. The packaging is extremely nice. His website is shopsmellthis.com. But if for some reason you forget, keep this beautiful box is right there on the side of the box.
Yeah, and the one little tidbit before we wrap it up, for all you guys are entrepreneurs out there, um, just brand. Like you can never not brand enough. Like, you can. I take that back because you don't want to be like annoying. But when you think you're annoying, guess what? You're not annoying, right? And so it's kind of like a little, I don't know. It's like just brand. I mean, if you think you're annoying, you're probably not until like you start getting a lot of people telling you're annoying, right? Right. And so until like just keep getting hit up. Hey, listen, like, yeah, like stop posting stickers everywhere. But even then, I want to share like a little story with Red Bull. A lot of people don't know this, but no one was buying Red Bull. And so what they did is they drank all the Red Bull and filled the trash cans up around the city with Red Bull. So it gave the impression that people were drinking Red Bull. And so when people want to go throw stuff away, they're like, what's this? This is, Red Bull. Okay, what? Because they weren't getting any sales. And so I implore people to think that way about their businesses. How can we get creative and get our stuff in front of people if it's not selling as is? How can we reach out to influencers, right? How can we reach, back in the day, it was cameos, right? If it was a famous movie, you'd see Mountain Dew, right? Mm-hmm. Or you'd see a candle, right? Or you'd see something, a candy bar, right? But now we don't have to go through Hollywood to do that. We've got these influencers that we could tap in. If it's a home decor influencer, guess what? Home decor influencer, here you go. Here's my brand. I'm going to get it in front of you. And then I'm going to stamp it all over, right? And make it an experience. So when it comes to you, you're like, ooh, oh, wow. And so there's no such thing as enough branding. People that send you stuff in Ziploc bags or people that send you products in Ziploc bags don't have any idea what they're doing, and they shouldn't be in business. And if they want to be in business, they need to get an idea fast. So because that's just that's poor presentation. So I just wanted to leave you with that.
Well, you did it. Thank you for sharing that. You did an awesome job. I was highly impressed. And let me say this, I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't expecting anything, but when I received it, I was like, oh my goodness. And I didn't know it was even yours. I just knew your mom sent me a beautiful gift. And so you guys, when I received it, this was how it was. The card was in here. I forgot how my card was, but it was in here. And when I opened it up, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, this is me talking to myself. I was like, oh my God, I love candles. And I said to Hera, don't even know it. And then I set my box down and I was like, it says, smell this. I said, that's cool. I was like, oh my goodness, this is perfect. I said, who's ever created this? Smell this. This candle smell awesome. And then when I
combination of awesome and off the chain. I know.
I'm like I'm stuck. Yeah, off the chain. Right. Yeah, I'm trying to be political.
Off the chain and awesome. Absolutely.
That's what it was. And I think the next day I reached, I don't know if it was I said, oh my goodness. I said, thank you so much for my gift. She says, you're welcome. In her sweet way, she said, you're welcome. She said, it's my son's business. Then I really was intrigued. Right. I was just like, she never told me that I was going to get a gift from her son's business. So that made it even more worthwhile because, a lot of times, and I want you all, anybody that catches this on the replay, I want you to get out of the thought process of analyzing because individuals. Mm-hmm. She didn't tell me where the gift was coming from, but I know a lot of times I always tell people I'm so non-judgmental. But if she would have said, oh, I'm gonna send you something from my son's collection, I'm waiting because I want to know what her son had. Mm-hmm. And when I got it, I didn't know where she got it from. I was just grateful for the gift. And I was so highly impressed because I knew that her son was a young millennial. I knew he wasn't going to be her age. So I'm all about the entrepreneurs, and I'm definitely about, your generation, Doreontee.
Thank you.
You are the future. We say you're the future. You're the now. You're
Yes.
doing your thing right now. So we're going to do this again. I thank you
Absolutely.
so very much. And you're kicking off the New Year conversations for me. And I also
Hey.
want to say thank you for the tips. I will be doing a continuous podcast. It's going to move
Okay.
from Zoom to a podcast. So we'll talk about that. I love your product. I pinned your website. I want to thank everybody that hopped on. You had a lot of different comments, and I want to read some of them. Shay said, quality product, phenomenal. This is amazing. Eleanor said, wow, that's good. Different other people were watching. Wow, love candles. So, and I'm going to go ahead and post this to my YouTube channel,
Okay.
and I will give you the information. So, when I lived in Arizona, I went to aesthetic school in Tempe, and so I was licensed as an esthetician. I don't practice anymore, so my YouTube channel is Pretty Face Passions Esthetician, because I
Okay.
created it based around me doing skincare, but it's all my passions, and this is one of my passions. So I will send you the link for that, okay?
Yes, please do. Would love to watch it.
Awesome. Awesome. So
Well,
any
yes.
words you want to say to carry us out? Anything you want everyone to know?
Oh man, happy New Year's. God bless. Please be safe. You know, we're in a we're in a season right now where we might not know things for sure. We might not know that things are certain, but that's just life. Life is a big uncertainty, and so, um, like I said, big believer of putting what's here right here. And so, with this big uncertainty of how life is moving and where we're going, just know that there's no time like the now. You have to bet on yourself, and you have to be certain on yourself, and within yourself. And so that's the only certainty that you have is with yourself. And so yeah, just that's it. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. I want you to, while I'm listening to you speak, I want you to pay it forward. And when you find young individuals that, they are beyond their age and their, just listen to we can listen to individuals' conversations, pour into them. Do me the favor. And you don't have to give them every nugget, but give them a nugget that maybe someone in their direct circle has not given to them.
Absolutely. Yes, I will definitely do that. I have been doing that, and I will continue to do that. And I will do it. It will be on the forefront of my brain now. Yes,
Okay.
because I kind of pick and choose. I'm like, but like you say, it's they've gotta be speaking in that way, and that
Right. Mhm.
on where they're going, and have that ambition, because you don't want your stuff to fall on deaf ears. But yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to do my not my, I'm going to do my mandate and do my goals with my candle. So how I like to close out is, I love to say, we all know the saying, sharing is caring.
Yes.
But what I add to that is, you don't always have to give someone money, but you can give them a great resource. What they do with the resource can convert to money, it can save them money, or it can totally change their lives. So tonight you have given us the opportunity to apply. You started with so much knowledge. For anybody that's needing a trademark and you didn't know where to begin, you've just received however much he's invested and spent. You've gotten that information for free just by being here. So thank you so much for sharing that. So
Oh,
thank you for sharing your business. Again, it's Smell This, and you want to smell this. It smells amazing. Shop smellthis.com. Okay.
right on.
All right. Awesome. 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 So I'm going to close out on in our live streaming. And yeah, let me do that. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for being my special guest tonight. Oh, and thank your mom. Thank you so much for having him on and providing this gift that allowed us to have this platform tonight. So I thank you so much, Tahira. Okay.
Absolutely. Definitely will tell her.
Okay. Okay.